All right, guys, Nabil here. We have a very special guest today. You probably know his channel if you're a fan of SNK or Metal Slug in particular, and that's Banden. Banden, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for accepting this invitation. It's really a great pleasure to be able to talk to you.
All right, thanks Nabil for giving me this chance. And then hello every SNK fans. I'm Banden. You probably know me from watching my Metal Slug runs, but I do not consider myself a very good runner. So I do not consider myself very famous. So yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you guys and Nabil. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. So, as I said, Banden has a YouTube channel. You could definitely should check the link is in the description. If you're a fan again of SNK or Metal Slug, I myself came across your channel from last year when the trailer for the King of Fighters Awaken, the upcoming
Yeah.
movie came out, and you're the only one who actually did the the subtitles in English. And I went ahead and checked your channel. That's how I came across your channel. Then we did chat a few times doing the streams and real love what you're doing, and your love for Metal Slug in particular is really I mean really apparent. And in this interview we'll talk about SNK in general, but we'll talk about Metal Slug and specifically the Metal Slug also Awakening. Something about this word, Metal Slug
Yes.
Awakening. So we'll talk about that as well. So Brendan, can you tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of when did you become a fan of SNK in general and Metal Slug in particular?
All right. So as I mentioned before, that I got my first PS1 console when I was 6 from my sister, and I got my PS2 from my another brother. Which because my dad has married two wives, so I called that brother from another family. So I call him Big Brother in Mandarin. So in English, in literal translation is Big Brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if yeah. So he was growing bored of his PS2, so he gave it to me, and surprisingly, he also has like three or four Metal Slug games physically, and they were actually bootlegs, so they are not like official games. So yeah, he had Metal Slug 3, and the Metal Slug 4 plus Metal Slug 6. Yeah, a total of three is what I may remember, and each of them is not like the anthology block. The anthology. Do you know Metal Slug anthology?
Yeah.
Anthology, yes. So each of those games, they actually have their own main menu. Like they also have mini games, like the Metal Slug 3, it has a Fat Island. It also has the Mothership Rescue, where the rebel soldiers rescue their general, Dona
Yeah.
Morden. Yeah. So that those were the versions I got. They were bootlegs, so I it was embarrassing to like not play the official games when I grew up. But yeah, it's all right. So yeah, that's when I got my love for SNK. Like it's very when I was very young, I was like, oh my, that's like so fun. Like at first I watched my cousins play it on the PS1 because I lent it to them. You know, whenever I would travel to my grandma's house, they were living there, right? So I would bring my PS1 over there, and then they were like, hey Bender, can you lend us your PS1? We want to play games. We're bored. Okay, yeah, I sure. Just go ahead. And then you got Metal Slug? Yeah, they saw my games collection because I bring them along, right? Or else because you cannot play the game if you got no games. So yeah, I bring my games along, and then they said, "Yo, Penta, you got a Metal Slug game?" I was like, "What is that?" And then they said, "You don't know Metal Slug? Oh yeah, you're too young. You cannot play this." Hey, what do you mean I cannot play this? If I learn, I would know how to play this if I learn, right? So yeah, they were like, yeah, just let us play. We can demonstrate it to you because you know that Metal Slug X on the PS1. Do you know that? PS1
Yeah.
X,
Yeah.
yeah, Metal Slug X actually has a PS1 port. It was a very shitty one actually, if I'm being honest. But yeah, it was made to make the hardware, compatible. Yeah. So it also has the two players mode, right? Cooperation, co-op. Yeah. So my big cousin and my another cousin, his younger brother actually. So they started playing together. So I was like, oh yeah, this game looks very fun. But it also looked very hard at first glance because you had to shoot the soldiers and then it's a one-hit death. It's a very unusual game
Correct.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's when I first know what Metal Slug is. And when I got back, I actually uh, asked my dad to bring me to a local game show and ask about the game. And he said, "Do you own a PS2? Because most of the games are actually there now." I said, "Oh no, I don't own a PS2." So, and then my dad said, "Don't worry, we got a solution. We can ask your another brother who has a PS2 to lend it to you." Okay, yeah, that was a good idea. And then surprisingly, he has a bunch of Metal Slug games himself. I was like, oh brother, that's a coincidence. My cousins play it too, and you also play it. So yeah, that was like such a coincidence, right? And then the second game I tried, the first game I actually tried is Metal Slug 3 on the PS2 because Metal Slug X was played by my cousins. It's not by myself. So yeah, I was like, Metal Slug 3 was surprisingly, it was also like the second hardest game installment for me. So like I was getting abused so hard in the game. I had 60 or 70 continues at the first time because I was a kid, right? And I didn't know how the controls work and stuff like that. So like, oh my God, that was so hard. I was almost giving up at first. And then I tried Metal Slug 4. And that was a little bit easier. So I was like, oh, I think I can do this. And then after that, I went back to Metal Slug 3. I improved. The second time I went it, I was like 20 continues. And then the third time, 10 continues. And then the fourth time, I slowly just started getting better. And when I was like 8 years old, the most continuous I got was like only 3 on level 8. You know, the hardest difficulty. Yeah, that's how I got through Metal Slug, and my love for SNK started rising there. And actually, I have actually played King of Fighters game before on the PS1, and that was King of Fighters 97. You know, that was the first. That was the first King of Fighters game I played, and it was like this was very similar to Street Fighter because my dad also brought a bunch of fighting games. You know, they were on for the PS1. So he has Tekken, he has Street Fighter, he has King of Fighters 97. So I was like, okay, let's try Tekken first, and then the second I tried King of Fighters. I was like, oh yeah, the characters are very interesting. And I was like, this could be a good anime series. That was what I thought. So yeah.
Yeah, we're still seeing that to this day. It still hasn't happened.
Yeah, I know, right? But do we have an OVA, right, for King of Fighters, if I remember correctly?
We have, well, not really. I mean, we have those back in 2004, I think there was these very short ONA, like original net animation is what they call them, for King of Fighters Maximum Impact 2. And then we had King of Fighters Destiny, obviously, a couple of years ago.
Yep. But what was the one that we had? Yeah, but what was the one we had with Yori fighting with Kyo at the end scene? What was the I saw that clip on YouTube, but I cannot remember what
fighting Kyo where? With Kyo where?
Yori and Kyo fighting in a 2D animation style. Do you remember that? I don't.
Well, it's an intro. That's an anime intro for King of Fighters 99 Dream Match, which is 98 for the Dreamcast. Yeah, we all thought that was gonna be something that was gonna come out of it, but unfortunately, it didn't yet.
It's been almost 2 decades. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I need to ask, what do you guys think of King of Fighters Destiny, the animation?
For me, it's better than nothing, really. I mean, it's good. It has some very good moments. It has some very awkward and weird moments, and the CGI was hit or miss. You know, some characters looked good, some characters looked very bad. Like King, I think she looked horrible. Mai looks good, obviously. Kyo was okay. I think they tried to do too much. Like they tried to combine Fan of Fury 1 with King of Fighters, and the focus was not, you know, it was all over the place a little bit. But again, it was a good start. We thought it was going to be the beginning of something, but it was canceled. You know, there was supposed to be 2 more seasons in a movie, and now we only have the movie. You probably know more about Awaken than I do, because we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, it was okay. I mean, I watched it maybe 3 times, I think. What about you? What do you think?
Okay, so the first time I came across King of Fighters Destiny was back in 2019. My friend, a shout out to my friend Playa Moon. He is also a Metal Slug YouTuber, and he's a big fan of KOF, right? So I wasn't really a fan of KOF back then, but then he recommended it to me. He said, "Hey, Banden, you should check out KOF. It's also a franchise of SNK." I was like, "Hey, I think I know this name before. Like, I played the game on the PS1." So yeah, he said, "Yeah, you should check out this animation. They mixed in the story of KOF 95 with Fatal Fury. Is that correct?"
Yeah, it's 94 and it's actually 94 and Fatal Fury.
I see. Okay, so yeah, I noticed that because it's about 2 sides of the story. Like one side is about the Kyo story, and then the other side is about Terry.
Yeah, so, correct.
Yeah, because I was getting interested because like Terry actually made it into Smash that time. Do you remember?
Yeah, Smash it was. Brothers. I think it was It was a little bit after. I think it was a year after or something. But yeah, it was
Yeah,
Terry's time. Yeah.
yep. So like that's when I actually was interested in getting into it. So yeah, I was like, after getting the first episode, I was like, do they have Facebook back in Facebook? Do they have Facebook back in the 90s? Like seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I noticed for the first time. Like do not people found that weird?
Well, they made it like they didn't say it was 1994. So it's like the story just started, in modern times. They didn't go back to the actual 94. Even the tournament, they called it the King of Fighters World,
Mm,
to also advertise for the King of Fighters World MMO that I believe was canceled as well.
yep.
But yeah, they never mentioned that it was in 1994, like the original story.
Yeah, so like yeah, then we can put the Facebook thing aside then,
Yeah.
because that was so out of place if I'm being honest. Because like if they were truly adapting the story of 94, back then we didn't have any social
Yeah.
media. So yeah.
Yeah. It was no internet even.
Yeah. And then another thing is that my friend mentioned it to me, like the King of Fighters, the characters do not actually age, do they? They do not age at all. Yeah,
No,
that's
I
the
mean they've been Kyo was in high school since I was in primary school. So.
I know, right? I was not even born. He was in primary school. So yeah. Another thing is that the thing about the King of Fighters Destiny is that the animation, yeah, like you said, is a hit or miss.
Yeah.
Actually, I watched the Mandarin dub. Sorry if I offended anyone, but I watched the Mandarin dub first before I go into the Japanese ones, because I was more comfortable with Mandarin, because I'm a Chinese speaker. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like Japanese dub was not my thing back then, but then I switched into Japanese dub because it sounded like better, like genuine, more.
Yeah.
They have more emotions put into it. So yeah. Um, yeah, the Destiny I would give it maybe 7/10. Like
Yeah.
because the storytelling is actually like it's a bit rushed when I
Yep.
went to play the game myself. Yeah, but it works. Somehow it works.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It was the plan of something, the start of something, but it didn't pan out. And of course, King of Fighters Awaken was announced, and as I said, you were the only one who actually translated that and gave us a translation, so we know what was happening in that trailer. But the thing is, and this is a lot of people are not happy about, including myself, is that a lot of these adaptations, whether it's animes or mobile games, they are specifically destined for China and China only, not Asia. For example, King of Fighters Destiny was a great mobile game. I think they dropped support now, but it was only in China. I loved it. I think that's the only mobile game I liked my whole life. So it was really good.
I see.
But we never hear anything about it. And the same thing for this movie. It was announced. There was a trailer, and I don't know if they're talking about it in Asia or in China specifically. Since you speak Chinese, I guess you have knowledge
Yeah.
of what's happening in the world of SNK in China, which is again another topic we're gonna bring in a second. But is there any news for that movie that you've seen lately that we're not aware of?
Yeah, well, I think I mentioned this before, but they were talking that they are planning to release another trailer for the movie this year, sometime like maybe July, because they released the first trailer last July, so they will release it another July this year. So yeah, that's what I heard, but it's not confirmed. I heard it from
Okay.
another Chinese board. So yeah,
Okay.
I went on the SNK. Do you know Weibo? Weibo?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So there's a SNK community for Weibo, and I check there regularly to see if there's anything news for me, like the most notably the King of Fighters Awakened. So yeah. So like
Okay.
yeah. After that, I went to ask around in QQ. QQ is also a social platform for
Yep.
China. Yep. So along with WeChat, they have a lot of SNK communities there. So yeah, I went to ask if there's anything of the new KOF movie. They said that nah, we only heard that supposedly there's a new trailer coming out later this year. So we have to wait for that. So yeah.
Okay. So maybe we'll
Yep.
have a better idea what's happening, because it's kind of I mean the description said that it's a new characters. There's a new character. They showed that kid. I'm not sure exactly what's happening in there, but we'll see. Hopefully it's I mean the animation looks better than Destiny, but we'll see what happens. I'm still hoping
Yeah.
for a proper 2D anime one day. Hopefully that will happen. But speaking of SNK in China, and so again, you being a native speaker and seeing the internet and boards, etc. So, how big is SNK still to this day in China? Because I know it was big
Oh,
back in the day.
well, it's still very big now, like super big. If you go on Bilibili, do you know Bilibili, the streaming site? Like
Yes.
okay, so like Bilibili, like if you go on there and search on King of Fighters of Metal Slug, it's the two most popular titles in China. Like even if I re-upload my videos on YouTube there, it will still like get almost 100,000 views. Like how like people really do the Metal Slug there, do they? So yeah, it's like it's their childhood, like a part of the childhood. So if be it the King of Fighters or Metal Slug or maybe Fighter Fury. Actually, Fighter Fury is the least popular, but King of Fighters is the most popular for them. So yeah. So like yeah, if I were to be honest, right, it's still like super duper big nowadays in China because even they still watch like King of Fighters content nowadays. There's actually after I got hired into this Tencent, I don't think I mentioned it to anyone, but Tencent recently, like around last month, they hired me as a promoter for their game. You know, the Metal mobile game. Yeah. So like after they hired me, I was told to join this group chat in QQ. Around the other creators, right? There's this one creator who like he likes to play SNK titles specifically, and then some occasionally he also plays Street Fighter. So yeah, he likes to do challenges, right? Like no death, like one hit death or what no damage, something like that. So yeah, he has around if I'm gonna check right now, it's around 100,000 followers too on Bilibili. So it's a lot, yeah. For a king of like for an SNK content creator, it's a lot, right?
Yeah, it is.
So yeah.
Of course. Wow.
So
okay.
yeah. So for him, right, I asked him about some things about like what do you think about SNK and this and that? What do you think about the new movie? And he told me that he doesn't have much hope for it because like the animation he thinks it is bad. Like how is it bad? Like he's seen better things than that. But yeah, that's not the case. So he's like he just hates what China is turning the franchise into nowadays. You know what I mean? He hates his own country. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's the I think a lot of focus on mobile games, and then a lot of us are saying that. But my understanding is that these things do bring a lot of money, so they're not going to disappear. I mean, just in China, if you look at King of Fighters Mobile, I think there's so many games that we never even heard of. They just come up, they work for like a year or two, then they go down, then another one replace them, and so on. Again, King of Fighters, only the ones I know: King of Fighters Destiny, King of Fighters World. I think that one has been discontinued as well. And there's King of Fighters. I don't even remember. There's so many of them, but there is a market for them. I think mobile games, there's a huge market for them, so they're always going to be there.
Here's one thing I need to I need to say this in this video because like this very important thing, like I need to make it clear. So like even I have no idea how the Chinese franchise, like the SNK franchise, like the King of Fighters Awaken, be the new movie King of Fighters Awaken or the new mobile game Metal Slug Awakening, right? All of this from China, they are like licensed from SNK, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how. Yeah, they are so much popular outside China instead of in China. Like I don't know how, because if I take Metal Slug Awakening for example, right? Like their own people, like Chinese people, they hate it so much. Like even if I post a video about it, they they throw hate at me. Like why are you playing these tasting games? Like why won't you play some real games like Metal Slug Attack? Do you know Attack? Metal Slug Attack?
Yeah.
Mobile. Yeah. They say, Banden, please stop posting this piece of ass. Like they keep telling me this, but I cannot because I'm signed to a contract with Tencent. Like I have to post videos about it, and later I have to make a review of the game. So yeah, I cannot just give up. So I have to keep doing this.
Why do people? I mean, because and unfortunately I didn't. I missed the registration for the beta. I don't know if I didn't even know if I could because some of them require a Chinese number, I think.
Actually, yeah, I should have like invited you for the beta because we didn't have a contact at that time. I actually made a tutorial video of how to register for the beta test.
Yeah, I missed that one. I missed it because I didn't even know it was on beta until it was the last day, which is last week. I think I think it was last Sunday, but that was when I found out that there's actually a beta and Kyo is in there and all that. So the game, since you played the game obviously. and I really want to talk about it because this is one game that's going to get a Western release. It's going to be released worldwide,
Yes.
I think, and that's their plan. So, can you talk to us a little bit about the game?
No problem. Okay, so I have to like drop my personal opinion about the game right quick. So as a long time Metal Slug fan, right, and I know all about the lore. I study about the lore a lot in Metal Slug Wiki. So yeah, the first thing that's funny to me is that they actually okay. So have you seen the first trailer of Metal Slug Code J or Awakening? Have you seen it? The first
yeah.
last year, the one from last year. So actually, the one they announced on Tencent game annual conference, they actually had the head developer of the game come out and say something, right? They also had the head developer of SNK, Yasuyuki Oda, to say something. Yeah.
Okay.
So like they at first glance it looks so close. They are working so closely to make this game, right? The SNK has them the concept arts and everything else, so they can make the game better. But that's not actually the case. I highly doubt them actually study the game's lore. Like they even mixed up the army. So in Metal Slug, there's 5 armies in total. There's the regular army, what we play as, the heroes. So the second is the rebel army, which is called the modern army in Chinese and Japanese. The guys with green hat, the green uniform.
Yeah, what are they called? The border army.
The rebel
army.
Rebellion,
okay.
Rebellion army, or the Morden
because the guy General Morden. Yeah.
Yes. So it's either way. Like in Chinese and Japanese, they call it the Morden army, or in English they call it the Rebellion army. So in short, the rebel army. So yeah, and the third one is the Ptolemaic army. Ptolemaic, Ptolemaic army.
Okay.
Ptolemaic army. Yeah, they are the main enemies of Metal Slug 5.
Okay.
Do you notice that in Metal Slug 5 the enemies are different?
No, I haven't noticed. I played Metal Slug 1 a lot, 2 a lot, 3 a little bit, 4 not much, and then it's been less and less and less.
I see. Okay, so you must try Metal Slug 5 someday. It's a great game in my opinion, but it's unfinished. Like SNK actually rushed out the development, so they have a lot of unused assets. Like there are a lot of unused bosses, like mid bosses. They scrapped them because they were in a rush. Yeah, but those assets are later recycled for mobile games. Metal Slug Defense and Attack. Yeah. So like continue this, the Ptolemaic army, they are not the same as the rebel army. They have okay, so let's say the rebel army are more reliant on their military power, right, and the manpower, and the Ptolemaic army, they are actually more reliant on magic, wizardry.
Okay.
Yeah. If you have played Metal Slug 5, you will see that the final boss is actually the giant demon, a giant flying demon.
Oh, really? Okay. I played 5, but I never finished it. I mean, I just played it to see how it plays, but I never got through the whole thing.
I mean, Infinite Continuous exists nowadays, so you can make it there. Trust me. So yeah, so like the Ptolemaic army, they are way more dangerous. Like I have been in several Metal Slug communities, and they agree. Like the Ptolemaic army is actually the most dangerous armies in the game, in the Metal Slug series. And then let's move on. And then we have Martians. Do you know aliens?
Yeah.
Aliens
Yeah.
And there are 2 armies actually. They are Martians and they are Venusians. We call them invaders in the game. Invaders, the invader forces.
Okay.
They appear in Metal Slug 6. So yeah, they are these armies in total, except for Independent. We call them Independent because they are like mutant monsters in Metal Slug 3, like the big giant crab.
Yeah.
That is like, it belongs to Independent. It does not belong to any army. So we call them Independent army. I don't know if we can call it army. So yeah. So all of these armies, right? They actually mix them up in the new Metal Slug mobile game. That's the thing I hate the most. Like if you are like for example, right? In this, have you seen the remake stage of Metal Slug 2? Metal Slug 2 in the new Metal Slug game, the remake stage.
Yeah. I saw it.
Yeah. So the second mission, the way you like invade ancient Egypt. Do you know it?
Yeah.
The second mission is about Egypt. There are mummies everywhere. So yeah. So like the end of the mission is actually supposed to be a big rebel machine chasing you. But then they swap it with
where you keep going up and
yeah, that one there is, the name is called Nero. Nero. Yeah. And then in the new game, they have the guts to swap it out with a Ptolemaic army boss. this the new tank. Have you seen the tank? The tank with face of that actually belongs to the Tonglen army, which is in Metal Slug 5. It also is also in Metal Slug 5, so you can check it out later.
Could it be it's because only a beta? Maybe they just replaced that. Maybe they'll replace it in the future.
Yeah, well, actually, this is also a problem. Like, the game is actually very close to perfection. So when people call it a beta, it's not actually the case. I would call it like it's a super close to perfection. Maybe they will release the game in maybe 3 or 4 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the devs themselves called that they will not replace anything in the game except for bug fixing, because frankly the game has a lot of bugs right now.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, they won't replace anything because like the game is very close to the final product. So if anyone's playing the game or watching the game, I just want to make it clear. It's the game right now, the beta test is the final one. So it's very close to the final product. So if you know what I mean,
yeah,
they won't change anything.
Okay.
They will just fix the bugs. Like, because I'm also in the forum, the official forum of Metal Slug Awakening. They players report bugs all the time. Nobody ever suggested anything new. So yeah.
Oh,
but they
I
do
see.
have
Okay.
They do
and how is the game? I mean, the way I saw it, it's like it has a remake of all the games, or just some of them.
Not all the games. Actually, for let's not say it's the final product, but for now it only has Metal Slug 1 remake and Metal Slug 2, Metal Slug X, and Metal Slug 3.
But the whole game from start to finish?
For Metal Slug 2, yes, but for Metal Slug 1, two levels are missing.
Okay.
Yeah, they only have Metal Slug. They only have Mission 1 remake, Mission 2, and Mission 3 and Mission 4. So the final mission is missing. So yeah, also Mission 5.
All right. And like usually these mobile games, I mean, they're free to play, but of course there are ways for you to, so you have to pay, otherwise you're not going to make money. So how does the whole game work? Because I saw there's an area where you walk around and then you talk to different NPCs, I guess, and then that's how you choose what game you want to go to? Or is this like a story you have to start from Metal Slug 1, 2, etc.? Like, how does the game work?
Okay, so first, when you first enter the game, you will have to, there's an intro where you talk, where the main protagonist, Marco Rossi, do you know him?
Yeah.
Marco, yeah. He was asking General Morden of where he took his the other heroes, which is Fio and Eri, the girls. Yeah.
Yep.
Because Tarma was missing also at the time, but he didn't care. Like, this is what they are trying to say. They didn't care about the male characters, but the female characters. Like, where is Fio and Eri? But no, they didn't ask where is Tarma. Tarma is the guy with the sunglasses. So yeah. Like, everyone made it a joke. Like, these people, they asked for Eri and Fio, but they did not ask for Tarma. What is wrong with that? So yeah, okay. So after this intro, you have to fight the boss, Big She, which is the huge battleship. Do you know from Metal Slug 2?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one. Okay, but you do not actually destroy it because you have to face it later in the story. So after you damage it enough, it will shoot out a big missile and hit the screen. And then after that, you just swap out to the main story, the first chapter, because that was a prologue. So yeah.
Okay.
The first chapter, you begin in the first mission of Metal Slug 1, which is the one with, a lake,
Yes.
Yeah. And then later you fight a abandoned airship. It looks like an airship with a big cannon. There's a boss. And then after that, you also proceed to mission 2 in a night in a, what's that? Is that a city? I cannot tell. In mission 2. Is that
of Metal Slug 1?
Yeah, mission 2.
Wasn't that no, that's not the one when you go up to in the mountains, no? That's mission
No, it's not that one. This is mission 3. For Metal Slug 2, you actually have to go up the residential area. In the background, you can see a lot of houses.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that one. So after that mission, you actually can access the main lobby. You guys call it a lobby, like the place where you walk around and talk to NPCs. Yeah. In English, you guys might call it a lobby, but in Chinese, it's actually the main town. We call it the main town.
Okay.
Because so the map is actually quite big. Like, maybe I will do a video showcasing the whole map later, but not sure. But it's so big, I almost can do it 8 minutes long. Yeah. So like that's exactly as what you said. It's a place where people can take on missions, different game modes like PvP or co-op mission, or maybe there are other game modes, but that's not all. They did confirm that they will add more game modes later on in the game, in the official release or updates.
Okay. I mean, in terms of gameplay, I mean, it plays like normal Metal Slug, right? So you have the jump and the shooting and the bomb. So it looks like it really looks good. I mean, I would love to have that game on consoles, but
Yeah.
the fact that it is in mobile. So how does it work? So can you just play indefinitely, or do you have credits, or like
Um.
how do you? I mean, how is the game making money basically?
Well, okay. Here's the thing. Yeah, it has indefinite credits, like infinite credits. You don't have to spend any coins or something like that. But
Okay.
here's the thing. When you start a level, like for example, if I play a Metal Slug 2 Remake Mission 1, right? If you die 3 times, you have to restart from the ground. Like
Okay.
it's not this. Yeah, there's no infinite continuous. You only have 3 coins for one level.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So and then the gameplay, I actually have a lot of things to say, but I will just keep it short. So the first thing, have you noticed about the double jump?
No.
Have you? No. Okay. So there's a double jump, which is what people pissed about the most. And then there's also the auto aim. This is why I see the complaints about auto aims in my videos are a lot. Like, like I can like maybe 80% of the people are complaining about the auto aim. They are
So what do you mean auto aim? Like you don't have to look at your enemy to shoot it, or what?
yeah, like you just go around and then you press shoot and then it just directs to whatever enemies on the screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So if even if they're behind your back, he will automatically
Oh no
turn?
no no no. That's not how it works. You have to also turn back in order for it to work. Detect the enemy. So yeah. So that's
Okay,
not
I
like
see.
yeah. Yeah. So the auto aim is
So
what
if
people complain
they're
the
up
most.
or down, you don't have to worry about that. It just does it automatically.
Yeah, because this is
Mm.
because like this is not they keep saying that this is not Metal Slug how this is not how Metal Slug is supposed to work, because Metal Slug
Mm.
is known for its difficulty and everything
Yeah.
else, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because like but what they don't know is that Tencent is known for making games easy for kids to play, so they can pay money for it. You know what I
Of
mean?
course. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Tencent.
I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully
So
they
like
add they give an option to at least remove that. I mean, if a lot of
I
people are
know.
complaining about it.
Yeah, people are like saying that can you disable the auto aim? I look for the
Yeah.
option, but it's not there. It's not there. There's a problem.
Okay.
So yeah, and then another thing, Tencent. Can I talk about Tencent for a minute here?
Yeah, yeah.
Tencent, like if people don't know about it, okay, so like Tencent, right, is very popular in Malaysia too, because like the games, they are this game called Wang Yao, which is the Honor of Kings in English.
Yeah.
Honor of Kings is a mobile game. It's the most popular game in Malaysia right now. It's also in China. It's very popular. Like like I can tell you, like even old ladies are playing it. Can
Oh,
you believe
really?
that? Yeah, it's a mobile game. It's a mobile. So yeah, do you know the multiple online arena game, or whatever it's called? MOBA game.
Yes.
MOBA. Yeah, like Dota or like League of Legends.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how it works. But it's a mobile game, so like people, like everyone also owns a smartphone, right? So they can play the game. And one friend recommends it to another. Yeah, literally in the 6 years of lifespan, everybody started playing it. Like even 6 years ago, my cousin keep lending my phone, my iPad to play the game because I didn't play. I was not interested, so I lent him the devices. He played the games. I was like, oh, so that's how Tencent games works, huh? This is the first time I know about Tencent games, and then after that, they rolled out another mobile game, which is Naruto. Do you know Naruto?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, the anime. They wrote out the Naruto mobile game. The controls are actually similar because they use the same engine to make the game. And then okay, so that's the first Tencent game I played. But the first Tencent game I know about is Honor of Kings, and then the second game Naruto, and the third game Metal Slug Awakening. There's the yeah, because like oh god, the controls are they never change the controls. You know the touch screen, you can walk here and then you can jump and shoot, and the skills and everything else they are the same
Oh,
because they
really? So
use the same
that's
engine.
the thing with mobile games is that they use the same engine for different games, in order to reach more
Yeah,
people. I mean, it's understandable, but it's I mean, hopefully they won't forget about fans of these franchises. As you said,
yeah,
double jumps, that's something that is weird. Auto aim is it's understandable that they want to get to like inexperienced players and kids and whatnot, but there should be an option to just let people play it the way they want. And does it work with a controller? Have you tried if it works with a controller or only
yeah.
on?
I actually tried with a Nox emulator because it works with controllers, right? Yeah, if you
Okay,
use a
good.
Nox emulator, right, you can set up your own controller, like the controls. You can maybe if you want to walk here, you can just press maybe walk, something like that. I have tried
Okay.
it, and it actually does not work with the walk.
Really?
You cannot walk it. Yeah, you can only shoot up. Maybe you can shoot and use skills and everything else, but you cannot walk with that because the controls are not. It's not how it works. So we have to hope for PC release, because like I actually have some good news. If you are hoping for a PC release or a console release, we have checked the game files, right? And there's a Windows icon there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so maybe we can hope for a PC release if it's successful. For now, it's a beta, so we cannot say for sure.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. I mean, if did they ever like for example, the other popular games, did they have a Windows release like Honor of Kings and whatnot? Do you know?
Well, that's a problem. Sadly, there isn't. They are more focused on mobile games. Yeah.
So it's kind of strange that they would do this, but but you never know.
Yep.
And so again, the way they like they make you pay for money is if you want more continues than 3 continues, right? But if you don't, you can if they kick you out after those 3 continues, you can go and play another game, or you start from the beginning and there's no problem in there.
Yes.
Okay. So I think it's fair. I think it's fair.
But I mean, the way they make you pay money here is you need better weapons, so you can beat levels faster, right? Or maybe you won't die that fast. So that's what they want. They will force you to pay money. If you don't want to pay money, it's fine. You can call yourself a free-to-play player.
Yeah.
In mobile games, yeah. If you don't pay, it's fine. But you have to grind hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works. So you don't necessarily have to pay at all. So you can just play it for free. So it's a good thing about that. And then the reason they dumb down the gameplay is that they have double jump and auto aim and stuff, because it's that Tencent is known for making their games is known for making kids play it, attracting kids, young kids. So like, there's actually a friend of mine told me that if people keep this up, they won't even know that Metal Slug originated from arcades, but from this mobile game instead. They won't even know. Yeah, there's a problem. Like,
that's true. I mean, if it's popular, that's exactly what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's sad.
And you said weapons, so it's not like in the game where you find the weapons as you play. You unlock them and choose them before.
Okay, it's not the case actually, but because in game weapons, there's only one that's similar, which is flame shot. If you see I use flame shot a lot because it's the most efficient. But in the game, you can actually pick up weapons. There are rocket launcher, heavy machine gun, and shotgun. Everything else is there. So yeah.
But are they given to you by the same, like the prisoner, like the other games?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. The prisoners. Yeah. They said thank you, and then they pull out the pants, and then they give you a weapon. That's a humor. So yeah.
That's okay. So that's because I was afraid that you have to buy weapons to be able to change your weapons and whatnot.
Well, that's entirely optional, so you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So for future players, right? If you guys want to actually play the game, I highly suggest it if you like Metal Slug, because the graphics, they are really good, right?
They are. As I said, it's really good. I mean, I really wish this was a proper, re-release with just nothing else, just the same stages redone like that. I think it would be with online. Maybe it would have been perfect.
Yeah, that's a good news, because the devs actually confirmed that along with future releases, they will actually add in more remake stages. For now, they just have to keep it as what it is, right?
Okay, that's good.
Yep.
Oh, that's good. And you can play online, as in 2 players at the same time?
Yes, actually 3 players.
Oh, wow.
3 players.
Okay.
Yeah, there's 3 multiplayer mode. There's 1v1 PvP, single PvP, and then there's also team PvP. Okay, so let me explain. For single PvP, this game mode, you have to 1 versus 1, right? The main objective is to collect as much batteries as possible. And you have to throw it in your base. Okay, so you have a base here. Each the left and right side depends on which side you're on. If you're on the left side, you just have to collect batteries and throw on the left. If you're on the right side, you just vice versa then, right? Okay, so that's how it works. You can there are robots that will spawn in the arena, in the stage. So you can kill them to get the batteries. So, and then after you get enough batteries, you can throw it in your base. And then who gets 10 batteries first, you win. That's how it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For team
so
PvP,
a lot of I would say fun games that you can have. So do you think you being a big Metal Slug fan, do you think the game is gonna be successful with Metal Slug fans?
actually, yeah, this I have to bring in this also. Like as I said before, right? The whatever SNK franchise comes up from China is actually more popular outside of China than in China, because like a lot of Chinese people actually hate the game, right? Against like Awakening, because they say that Tencent risks everything. They just keep everything like this a health bar. This I don't care how good the graphics is. This game is ruined. It won't look good. Everything else like that. So they have a pretty bad reason for hating the game. If I'm being honest, because as you said, I agree with you. Tencent actually put in a lot of effort and work into the game. The graphics looks just so good, yeah. But the Chinese players, they just won't acknowledge this. I don't know why. I just say, whatever, man. I can just let you talk whatever you want, and I will enjoy the game myself. So yeah. So I highly doubt that the game will be as successful in China, if I'm being honest. But then again, China has a lot of people. So that's just a small part that I've seen. Maybe there are a lot of people that like the game, right? So yeah. Outside of China, if they did a worldwide release, it definitely will be successful, because like I have seen so many Spanish fans and like worldwide fans, they just love the game so much. They keep asking for the link. I mean, this is a beta test. Obviously, you can ask for the link. You cannot enter that, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not an open beta. It's a closed beta, so you cannot play the game as however you want. So yeah.
Are they gonna do more betas? Do you know?
Yeah, well, this is actually the final beta. They are gonna release the game like. They are planning to release the game soon after this, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the final beta test. So it's very close to perfection. So this is why players, you don't have to worry. It's gonna release soon enough. And Nabil, if actually the game releases, do you need me to pass you the link? Or the
yes, please, because I'll definitely want to give it a shot and see how it plays. I mean, it's gonna get a worldwide release, but it's probably gonna be next year or something. Usually it takes more than a year for these to be translated and whatnot, similar to what happened with the King of Fighters mobile game. All-Star? Yeah, King of Fighters All-Star. I'm not a big mobile player, honestly, but as I said, King of Fighters Destiny was the only mobile game I really enjoyed, and I have a good feeling about this Metal Slug, so I really want to give it a shot.
No problem. I will keep you on the date about what happens to Metal Slug game then. Yeah. Okay, cool. Another thing, I asked you this question before, but do you know King of Fighters Chronicle?
I know it's another mobile game, right?
Yes, it's by SNK themselves. Actually, you missed that one because it has its own story, and it's pretty interesting, if I'm being honest. Like, if you have known like the history of Metal Slug Defense and Metal Slug Attack, the history of SNK mobile games in general, like they like this tower defense genre. You know what I mean? Yeah. So they made King of Fighters into a tower defense. It's just basically Metal Slug Defense or Attack reskin into the King of Fighters. So really? That's King of Fighters. That's King of Fighters Chronicle. Despite the gameplay, it actually has a lot of new soundtrack and a new of like the chibi sprite. The sprites. Yeah, like Metal Slug style. We have them. They were very beautiful, and but unfortunately the game shuts down by last year October.
Yeah, and that's the thing with these mobile games. A lot of them come up, and then a couple years later they shut down. Whenever the number of players go down, I think Metal Slug Attack is still a thing. It's still working.
Yep, it's still working because way too many players are playing it, and let's just say it's such a mess. Honestly, because it keeps like every week new units come in, right? And then like power creep the last week. The power creep, whatever came into the last week. So that's how power creeps work. SNK just wants to like use up as much money as possible. Like, yeah, you have to buy this unit because it's stronger than the one we introduced last week. That's how it works. Yeah, this is such a mess. Like, they don't even respect Metal Slug with that anymore. So if I'm being honest, right, Metal Slug Awakening actually did a better job at being Metal Slug than Metal Slug Attack. Like seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it plays almost like a Metal Slug. So that's one big thing too. And I saw a lot of characters though, like the video you had showing all the characters. I was surprised. There's so many of them. I think a lot of them are original characters. Because we have Kyo added in there. We have a cowboy in there. I don't remember seeing a cowboy in Metal Slug. There's a lot of other female, army girls, etc.
If you have seen the character review trailer, there are actually a lot more. There's this girl called Scotia. She's actually from Metal Slug Attack, but she's a canon character. Like if you have played Metal Slug 2, right? Do you remember in Mission 2 inside the pyramid? There's this guy with I don't know what's called. Magnifier, right? This guy with Magnifier. He's looking for something. Do you remember that?
Yes,
NPC?
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that guy is named Scott Edmondson. So he has a daughter named Scotia Edmondson. So yeah, she's canon in the game. She was first introduced in Metal Slug Attack, and then later in, like 4 years later, she's in Metal Slug Awakening. Like, yeah.
What about the other ones? The other ones are not canon. Like that cowboy dude is not.
No, he's not. It's the Tencent original character, Tencent ones. So they are not canon. Yep.
All right.
So like actually that, if I'm being honest, only the cowboy fits. The other female with silver hair, she doesn't fit at all.
Yeah. It's the cowboys is a quite interesting idea, honestly. But I do believe they're gonna keep adding. So I won't be surprised to see characters from other Tencent games and characters from more King of Fighters characters as we, because of the license.
I genuinely hope it doesn't happen.
Oh yeah, we'll see. But I'm very, very intrigued. I really wanted to give it a shot. So besides, I mean, what other games do you play besides Metal Slug and?
Okay, so like of course, right? I played King of Fighters. I play like sometimes my friends invite me for a KOF night. I said, yeah, why not? We play. Do you know there's a King of Fighters? I don't know if it's anthology, but this King of Fighters 94, 95, and 97 together in the game.
Yeah, the Orochi Saga. King of Fighters.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, that's the one. It's kind of like Metal Slug anthology, so I like it. And then every time we will share play, like hey, can you beat me with Terry? Let me try using Shermie.
Yeah.
Shermie. I keep messing with him with Shermie's the grappling skill. Her grappling skill is so good. Like I like it. Yeah. I'm not a very good KOF player, but yeah, I can get a hold myself when I'm playing a KOF game. I can like mess other people up. If they're newbies, I can maybe just let them off easy a bit. Yeah, that's how it works.
But you're more of a Metal Slug player. So in terms of Metal Slug games, which one is your favorite?
Metal Slug. Okay, let me see. I always say, do you know there's a Game Boy Advance from Nintendo Game Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a game called Metal Slug Advance there. That's my favorite one because
really, I haven't played that one.
Yeah, you have to check it out. It's so beautiful. Like the pixel art, this is so much better than the arcade series. If I'm being honest, because like maybe it's made in the because maybe it's made in the 2006. And you know what happened? You know what happened with Metal Slug 6 and Metal Slug 7? The background looks so bad. They are pre-rendered, so it's so bad.
Yeah,
you have to check them out. So so in my opinion, right, Metal Slug Advance has the most beautiful background pixel art, and if you play it on HD, you just see how beautiful it is. You love it.
I'll definitely give it a shot. Then I never played it. Also Metal Slug 6 and Double X. I got that one on PC. I haven't played it yet, so I wanted to, get up to date on all the Metal Slug games. I mean, I played the first one like crazy back in the day when it came out in the arcades, then on the PlayStation. I played 2 on the arcades a lot, and the 3 I finished it, 4 just a little bit, 5 just a little bit, and the rest I really didn't play much of them. But yeah, we'll definitely give him a shot. Yeah,
but why did you finish them? Like each game is like only 50 minutes long at most. You can finish them, right?
Yeah.
Because of
for the first game, for example, it was when it just came out. So remember, we had it in the arcade, and it looks amazing. Like the level of graphics and animation was unseen before. So we were playing it like crazy. Finished it multiple times. But the rest of the one is, like every time I said, I'm gonna like 3, for example. I haven't finished 3 until last year. It was the first time when I finished it, and then I said I'm gonna finish 4 and 5, but I just haven't done that yet. But I'll definitely give him a shot.
Yeah, but do the versions you play, do they have like limited credits or something like that?
No. I mean, back in the day in the arcades, yes, but the ones I play now, I play on the Neo Geo, so it's unlimited.
I see. So you have a chance of finishing them. So you finish them someday.
Yeah. I just need time. Really, it's not.
I see.
It's definitely, and the ones as I said, Double X. I think is that 7? Is Double X?
Yeah, it's okay. Double X is actually the PSP port of 7 because Metal Slug 7 was actually a Nintendo DS exclusive.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So it was also bad because it was so like compressed, right? The graphics and everything. So they have to make a remaster, which is XX double X. They made it to the
Okay.
PSP at first. It was a PSP exclusive at first, like for 8 years, almost 8 years. It was
Oh
a
wow.
PSP
Okay.
exclusive. Yeah, and up until 2018, they ported the game onto the PS4. Yeah, that's when it came into other platform. So you should
All
get a
right.
game on the
Okay.
PS4. Yeah, you should get a
Yeah,
game on the
I
PS4.
have it.
It's
I
good.
just bought it on Steam last week. I think they had a sale. So yeah, I'll
I
definitely check
see.
it out. See how different it
Actually,
is from the other games.
it's a bad decision actually because the PC port is so bad. Everyone is
Oh
like
really?
complaining. Yeah, the controls are bad and the display is not actually 1080. Yeah, it's not 1080. It's like much smaller. So people are angry about
Oh
it.
really? Well,
Yeah, yeah.
I'll check it out today. See how it is then.
All right, all right. So well, I have no idea you also play Metal Slug. I thought you were more of a KOF fan, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I love. I grew up with the SNK games, so yes, King of Fighters is my main game. Samurai Showdown, Fatal Fury, but I always loved Metal Slug from the first. Again, I was there when it came out in the arcade, so it was during the first year we had it in the arcades here, and it was something else.
Mm,
Then I had it on the PlayStation, first PlayStation. I played it like crazy. I think
I
that's when
see.
I don't believe I finished it on the arcade. I don't think I was able to finish it in the arcades because like I was dying a lot and it was getting expensive. But
Yeah,
once I had it on the PlayStation, I remember finishing it for the first time.
I
It's a
see. I
great
see.
series that needs to come back. As you know, they're supposed to be working on a Metal Slug game, a proper one. I haven't heard anything because there's a lot of Metal Slug games that were announced lately, right? I mean, a lot of
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
Awakening, you have the Tactics one, which is kind of strange, but I love the anime intro and it looks really fun.
yeah. Me too. Because like Metal Slug Tactics, I have mixed feelings about it because it's a tech. Obviously, it's a strategy genre, so I'm not really into that. So I'm just gonna maybe I will sleep on that one. Maybe I will give it a shot, and maybe if I would like it, I don't know. So yeah, I like the anime intro as well. It's
Yeah.
very well done. Yeah,
Yeah, it is. It is. So yeah, same thing here. I don't play tactical games, but I mean it's Metal Slug, so I have to give it a shot. See, at least play it once, give it a chance. But yeah, I'm very very curious about the new Metal Slug they're working on how is it gonna look. Awakening. When we saw the trailer for Awakening for a minute, I thought that was the new game that they were talking about because it looks
yeah,
really good.
yeah. I
So
know.
we'll see. But I'm again really looking forward to playing this game. So again, if you have when it opens, do let me know. Send me a link. I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, sure thing. But the thing is, I don't really check on Twitter DM that much. So do you have any other platform like social media platform?
Well, I have Facebook, which I rarely use, and
Oh, I
YouTube.
see, I see. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Yeah, that works. So like yeah, about Metal Slug, yeah, let's talk about the new Metal Slug game they announced for consoles for being worked by SNK themselves, right? What do you think it's gonna be? Is it gonna be 2.5D, 2D, or pixel art, or 2D,
Oh
3D?
no, I don't think we're gonna see any pixel art anytime soon. No, I think it's going to be
Yeah,
2.5D for sure. I
yeah, me
don't think they're
too.
gonna go 3D because, as you know, it happened before. It was terrible. Nobody liked it. A PlayStation 2 game.
Yep.
I don't think they have the resources to do a proper 2D game.
Yep.
So it's probably going to be 2.5D, and it has to look very good because now we have a mobile game that looks good. So it definitely needs to
Yeah.
look better than that. So it will be a bit
Yeah.
challenging.
Yeah. Me too. Like, do you like SNK, the head developer of SNK, Yasuki Oda did say on his Twitter bio, he says that a new Metal Slug game being worked on for consoles, also KOF 15. But now he has erased that and changed it to KOF 15 coming soon. So yeah, I
Oh
wish I
yeah,
still got a
really? Okay, I
screenshot.
didn't notice
Yeah,
that.
I wish I still
Yeah,
got a
well,
screenshot, but yeah,
hopefully we'll hear something soon. I don't think there's any announcements gonna be made before Tokyo Game Show, so maybe we'll hear something over there. We'll
yeah.
see.
But the bad is that we have to wait until KOF 15 is officially released before we have any news on the new Metal Slug. They have
Absolutely,
to.
because they're a
Yeah,
small team. They're working, they're full steam on King of Fighters 15 now. So I don't think anything will be announced before. Yeah,
yeah,
right after then, unless they. Well, I mean, as you know, there was a recent acquisition, so they
yep.
they might be. There's a lot of tweets saying that they're staffing up. So they're definitely hiring for other projects, and whatever they're gonna be working on next, we'll know about it in the next few months for sure.
Yeah, that's true. Have you ever thought of like working in SNK? They are hiring still.
No, well, as you know, I live in Morocco. My Japanese is very, very limited.
That's
And
true. That's a
going
problem.
to Japan to apply or work in there, that's going to be very difficult.
I know, because I heard that you are working as IT, right?
Yes. I
Yeah.
am actually in IT.
Actually, I'm also in college studying IT, so I'm going to work as the same field as you. So that's a coincidence. Yeah.
I have been in IT since my first job in IT was in 2004 actually. So
I
I've
see.
been there since. I started as a technician and went my way up to been managing IT teams in the past few years, and
that's
I
great.
just
That's
started my
really
very,
great.
very tiny company actually this year for IT services, hoping it's gonna work.
That's really great. Yeah. Best luck to that. Because I
Thank you,
think
thank you,
yeah.
thank you,
Because I
Banden.
think
Thank you
that
so much for accepting this invitation. Thank you for being here with us. It's been a pleasure. Everyone, definitely do check out Banden's YouTube channel. The link is in the description below. And again, thank you so much for talking to us about SNK in China and Metal Slug and Metal Slug Awakening. A lot of people have a lot of questions, which I'm sure you answered most of them. So again, thanks a lot, Banden.
No problem. Again, we should also like definitely do a Metal co-op game next time.
Oh, that'd be great. That'll be great. I'm up for that. I'm up for
me
that.
too. Yeah, good friend, Nabil. I like you.
Thank you. Thank you. Same here. Thanks a lot. All right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, guys. And I will see you later on. And Nabil, you too. All right. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah.